I'm Sir St. Felix, and today I'll be talking about what's a transaction in Adobe Acrobat Sign. So let's take a look at our agenda today. First, I'll give you a brief overview on what a transaction is. Then I'll go into the Sign UI and show you where transactions are consumed. Then we'll finish off with some lessons learned. So what's a transaction? Well, simply put, a transaction is an agreement sent. Now, depending on the feature or function you're using in Sign, will determine the number of transactions consumed. So let's say, for example, you're interested in using our request signatures or web form or custom workflow. This will constitute one transaction, regardless of the number of recipients that's in the signing ceremony. Now let's say you're interested in using our send in bulk feature. This will constitute multiple transactions depending on the number of recipients receiving an agreement. So let's dive a little bit further, and I'll show you where transactions are consumed in Sign. So here I am in Sign, and on my home screen I can click on Request Signatures, and after I enter in the recipient information, the message, and the file, the moment I click on the Send button, this will consume one transaction, regardless of the number of recipients in this signing ceremony. Let's go back, and let's say I'm interested in using a custom workflow. So I'll click on Custom Workflows here, and I'll select the invoice workflow that I've created. Again, this looks very similar to requesting a signature. All I need to do is fill out the recipient, the document name, message, whatever files are required in this agreement, and then optionally, if there are some additional fields, complete those as well. The moment I click on the Send button, this again will constitute a consumption of a transaction. Lastly, let's say I'm interested in using our web forms. Well, this will also consume a transaction. So here's a sample web form that I have. The moment I enter in all my information and then I sign my web form, I'll get a button that says click to sign. By clicking that, this will constitute a transaction that's consumed. Now let's switch gears for a second. Let's say I want to use the send in bulk feature. I can come over to send in bulk and Sign, and let's say I have multiple recipients I need to send a document to. Think of a permission slip. Teachers are sending permission slips to parents, and so in this scenario I can send a permission slip that needs to be signed. And let's say there are 50 recipients. Well, that will constitute 50 transactions the moment I click on the Send button once this agreement goes out. So what did we learn here? Well, depending on the feature that you're using in Sign will determine the number of transactions that are consumed, whether that be request signature, custom workflow, or a web form. That will consume one transaction. If you're using our send in bulk feature, that will consume multiple transactions because you're sending an agreement to multiple recipients. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks for watching.